Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is another discussion video, me talking in front of the camera, and me doing my wacky, crazy hand signals that I do in my crazy videos sometimes. Today we're going to be talking about the NHL 20 franchise mode trailer that came out about 2 days ago when this is going to be uploaded, so about a day ago that this baby came out, and man, am I excited for this. My jaw dropped when I seen all the new features, and it was a 24-minute video, just like last year. I think this one's a little bit bigger than last year, but they really took a step up from what they were building upon last year to this year. They took it upon listening to the community for the first time in a long time, and they added in, for the first topic, coaches. Coaches, which has been a thing that I've been waiting for a long time, and I'm really excited that even MLB is having it, that I'm implementing it more into my MLB series than I've ever had before, or at least trying to build more of a story arc to what I'm doing with my YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to do that. I'm also really excited to do that with the NHL right now, and as we've seen, our first character was Cooper Toms. Now, the first thing that you see up on your screen is I'm going to show you the screenshot of the coach, and that you guys can see right now that you can see that there's 6 categories between offense, defense, power play, penalty kill, teaching, and coach influence. Now, you can also see that there's a generated face as well, which is for the first time in NHL for a long time. We haven't seen generated faces since like NHL 2004, for Christ's sakes, when you could pick which head you wanted to have in fucking your franchise mode. But this brings out a more of like, hey, this is what my coach looks like. That's pretty cool. And you're also going to be seeing them behind the bench. And so, for example, if Connor McDavid retires and becomes a coach, well, now he could be your fucking head coach. And you can see him on the bench of the Edmonton Oilers, which I think is just absolutely fucking amazing for us to do that. With all those categories comes perks, right? So if your coach is really good offense, of course, he's going to specialize in that offense. Same with defense, same with everything else. Teaching's really cool. I'm really going to be excited for that because you could have Connor McDavid franchise potential, but you can have a coach that's shit at teaching players, and he might not turn out to be your franchise player. So you're really going to have to pick what type of coaches you really want to special in and stuff like that. It's going to be really more of what you think is going to be your best decision on what you want. Now also, trackers, stat trackers have been updated as well. Not just where it says NHL on the side and that's it, and you get the stats. This time it's going to show what team he plays for that certain year, which I think is just a huge boost for NHL, and I'm really going to be excited to see that because, fuck, I want to see who Connor McDavid plays for later on in the years if he goes and leaves Edmonton. I want to see that type of shit. And sometimes I don't always go and pay attention to where Connor McDavid's playing at. I don't always pay attention to that. It brings out more of that, hey, well, this is where this player is at. This is his journey. It gives it more of like, this is really fucking cool shit. And I can't even describe it sometimes. Like, I'm going to lose my train of thought with some of this shit. Like, for the first actual time, EA's actually surprised me with some new shit. And it's amazing me. Also, coach morale. Now, this morale affects everybody, and it takes a huge vamp than just answering random fucking questions that don't mean shit and stuff like that. Now, coach morale and overall morale affects team performance, management, coaching staff, and player relationships. Team performance is how well your team is doing. Management is how well he likes the coaching staff and stuff like that. Same with the coaching staff. Well, management is how he likes you, and coaching staff and player relationships, which are keys of building a franchise, right? And so if, for example, Cooper Toms right here doesn't like fucking McDavid on your team, then, well, he could tell you to trade Connor McDavid and tell him to get out of here and tell you to trade him. Or Connor McDavid could do the exact opposite and tell you that he doesn't like the coach and he doesn't like his tactics. Because each line, he has a set tactic in each player that will affect a certain player, which is just absolutely cool. So if Connor McDavid doesn't like a dump and chase sort of play and the coach loves it, then they don't fit as well. And I think that adds more of a difficulty to it as well, because you're looking for coaches to match your job and you're looking for players to match your team instead of just going out and signing the best player in free agency to your team to make your team the best team that you could possibly make it. It's going to make it more difficult to win a cup, of course, which it already is for me because I don't win very many cups. But it definitely makes it that much difficult to go out and win cups and stuff like that. It kind of brings it up by times 2, which I love that difficulty because sometimes I can go out there and put a bunch of 90 pluses on my team and make it the best team in the NHL. Now, do I like doing that? No, I really don't like particularly doing that. But you could do that, right? You could make your team a powerhouse, but they might not be able to simulate very well because it might not go well with their coach. Some players might not like each other because of line chemistry and stuff like that. You could get a +5 on your lineups, which we'll talk about later on. Interviews, which is another big thing because now we can interview our coaches. Not just that, you could also interview players at the draft, which just to me is just my brain was exploding because I love the draft. The draft is probably one of the biggest times of the year. I love it. And to add more of a realistic standpoint to it, where like you could go and fucking interview Alexis Lafreniere and see, hey man, how you doing? Are you a good player to join my team or not? Or what's going on here? It adds more of a realistic touch to the game, and I'm gonna fucking love that. I am so excited for that. Now, also with the coaches, of course, which we've talked about, finding the right coach, this also helps you find the right fit for your team. If I don't know how the interviews will work. We're going to have to, I guess, see that when we come to that point where we can play the game. Line chemistry, scheme fit / line chemistry. So I'm going to pop up a picture of Bo Horvat. As you guys can see on the line, it says 1+ overall. In the line chemistry, impact, carry / dump bias, and all that stuff, that all the strategies that the coaches have, it's all practically check marks for Bo Horvat. So that means Bo Horvat and Cooper Toms mesh really well together, which is a good sign. Same with that fourth line, as you guys can see, has a +1 too. So that means all these guys get a +1 on their overall, which is just absolutely amazing. I'm really excited to like adjust lineups, so you don't have to adjust lineups all the time. I've seen that I have to adjust every year on lineups when I do a franchise mode. So hopefully line chemistry will keep those lines kind of the same throughout your franchise mode, unless someone leaves, unless they're not playing too well together, unless it was just a hot streak. I'm really excited just to see overall the lines and how you build your team with the coaches and stuff like that, which we've already went after. Scouting has also changed up on your guys' screen. You're going to see a guy named Cameron Nelson. You're going to have to see practically the same stuff as personality. Scheme fit is a new thing as well. So you have the cycle and /shoot. He cycles, hold / pinch. So that's another thing that you're going to want to look at for drafting players, because if they don't fit in your scheme, then why draft them? And also NHL ETA, NHL ready. So there'll also be like 1 year down the road, 2 years down the road, stuff like that. So it'll make it way much better. Also, they have a thing called Trade Finder. So, for example, as you guys can see here, they're trading Louis Eriksson, and they put him up with a first-round draft pick. And, of course, Ottawa took the bait because they needed salary cap, which makes it realistic. And I'm, like, looking at this trade, and I'm like, you would never see this ever in your life. You would see Louis Eriksson going to fucking Chicago, even though they have no salary cap, that they don't even need that. So why pick him up? Makes no sense, right? So that brings in more of a realistic, and it's going to make it way easier to do trades, because I love doing trades a lot. And with MLB, it was fun because you could throw Vladdy up on the trade finder, and you would see 5 or 6 teams giving you trade offers for Vladdy Guerrero or anyone else. It really makes it that much funner and that much quicker to do trades instead of going through each individual team just to find the right fit. Hey guys, I'm back. My phone ran out of space, so I had to transfer the video that I already recorded into my computer. So, you know, I fucking hate my phone, but I'm going to get a new phone here very soon for vlogging and stuff like that. Anyways, this is the last couple stuff coming. We got the points per game, trade value mods. So practically, it's also the same with salary mod. So if a player does really well, his value will go up. If it doesn't do very well, his value will go down. So more of a realistic touch. So if McDavid's not doing very well that year, his trade value will go down. Same with salary cap and stuff like that. Teams will now put back contracts on the trade block to free up cap space if an RFA player wants a contract extension if they do not have cap space, which we've been seeing this for the past couple years, where Mitch Marner, Brain Point, and stuff like that are up on the free agency list and the team doesn't have enough cap space and they can't sign them, so they just leave them there and someone else signs them. Goalies are now worth 1 year less in regards to trade value, and we have improved goalie signing and trading logic and free agents, so that's another big one that we've been looking for. Players with 1 year left on their deals will have less value as the season goes on, so at trade deadline, players with 1 year left will be worth less than full value at the NHL draft. These players will be worth significantly less, which is awesome because honestly, trade deadline is such a pain in the ass. If you want to make your team better, then you need to go out and fucking throw a fork in a leg just to get a player, for Christ's sakes, even though he has 1 year left. So it makes it more realistic to get like a Mike Hoffman who has a 1 year left on his contract and bring him on in that has significantly less trade value. So that's going to be awesome. Players with bad value can be traded with an addition of sweeteners to a trade, increase that bad contract mod. So players with bad contracts require a lot to be added to, so a team will accept trades. So depends on how bad the contract is. Depends on how much you need to sweeten the deal. Added expectation contracts to the game, as the players in the QMJHL, WHL, and OHL don't count towards the 50-man contract roster, so that means just more area on your team to trade, so that means there should be more bigger deals going on at trade deadline and stuff like that. Add a trade pop alert that stops the sim if someone in the league makes a big trade, so kind of like MLB, where big signings happen, or if there was a big trade, they would pop up. Add a sim engine scoring setting, increases scoring or decreases scoring based on setting high, medium, low, which is a big thing that we've been asking for because it's been such a pain in the ass just to get more scoring in this game, so they actually added it in. Wingers are now worth less than centers and defensemen, which is realistic. We decreased scouting efficiency, so now you can have full info on draft eligible at the end of the year. This should stop users from stacking elite players in the NHL draft. So that is a huge plus because there's too many fucking elite forwards that we pick in the draft. Turn down the number of elite and franchise potential. Yeah, that was a big thing that they need to lower down, man. That was too much. Tune the distribution of medium grade prospects so they a little more hit and miss. So that's a good thing. Added scout recommendations to view draft class screen. Tune the trade blocks of computer teams want/gives. Added original placements and draft lottery pop up. Added an add contract year setting for the expansion custom roster flow. Added an auto owner mode setting which takes care of the arena maintenance, which is also really cool if you want to play owner mode but don't want to do all the extra stuff and shit like that. So honestly, man, they took a really big step up on this game, and I'm really excited to play it, both live stream it and do YouTube videos. So make sure you guys, down in the description below, there's a straw poll going on right now for the next couple weeks on who I will be doing for both my franchise modes on YouTube and on Twitch. The first place team will be going on YouTube. The second place team will be going on Twitch, and I'll be live streaming it live on there. So make sure to also check out my Twitch down in the description below as well. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys all in the next video. And also, make sure to give me your opinion on the NHL 20 franchise mode trailer as well. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion as well. So I'll see you guys all later. Adios, amigos.